the beverage business pick up a little bit.
Restaurants account for a lot of soft drink sales, and gas stations sell a lot of single bottles to drivers. Some of the changes that have come about during the pandemic could be long-lasting.
The notion of eating at home, particularly breakfast at home, I think is going to be a habit that will stick for a period of time.
PepsiCo also owns the Quaker Oats line. That brand saw revenue spike 23% over the last 3 months. Jeff Bellinger, Bloomberg Business for KCBS.
Did you know Geico's now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies? That's on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? Your baby to let you sleep in?
We could sleep in another half hour? Thanks, sweetheart.
Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th. Limitations apply. Visit geico.com for details.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Businesses are starting to bounce back. But what if you could do better than that? What if you could adapt, deliver, and succeed in new ways with new customers? At Comcast Business, we're committed to helping you not just bounce back, but bounce forward. That's why we're offering a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution now for only $64.90 a month with a 2-year agreement. It'll help you stay ahead with a network you can count on, stay connected with 24/7 support, and thrive with flexible solutions that work wherever you are. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Plus, ask how to get a prepaid card worth up to $300. Comcast Business. Offer ends 8/22/2020. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits internet and 1 voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change.
Did you know that the IRS has been in lockdown? As IRS employees get back to work, they're facing a huge backlog, which could cause you more grief and frustration than ever. Don't get IRS stress. Get IRS help from Larry Stevens and Perfect Tax Resolution. Are you the target of an IRS audit? Have they levied your bank account? Is the IRS garnishing your paycheck? Larry Stevens has over 35 years of experience in dealing with the IRS. If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS, Larry Stevens may be able to settle your IRS tax debt for pennies on the dollar. The coming months may be the ideal time to make settlement offers. Now is the best time to stop your IRS stress. Get IRS help from Larry Stevens and Perfect Tax Resolution. They can talk to you right now and schedule your free consultation at their offices in the Bay Area or Modesto. Call 209-IRS-HELP. They will be glad to help you. Call 209-IRS-HELP. You'll be glad you did. Call Larry Stevens and Perfect Tax Resolution at 209-IRS-HELP.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
KCBS traffic and weather together at 12:28. Oakland, Ted Ramey.
Yeah, we're looking at this new accident, 580 eastbound before Grand Avenue. 2 cars involved. The good news is that both are on the shoulder, and we're not seeing any sort of elaborate slowdown there at the scene. Where we are still looking at some slowing is on 13 southbound approaching Moraga Avenue, where we had a stalled vehicle blocking a lane, and CHP was coming in to run a traffic brake to clear. Still looking at a lot of slow traffic through that stretch, and right now we do see that they are pushing the car off to the right-hand shoulder, but traffic's still moving quite slowly until you get past Moraga Avenue. In San Francisco, getting out of the city and or towards the lower deck of the Bay Bridge, 101 northbound slows from Cesar Chavez to 80, and 80 slows along the Skyway. But once you're on the span itself, it's pretty much wide open over to the East Bay. Heading into the city, 80 westbound slows through Berkeley into Emeryville. 580 west slows from 24, and you're moving at the limit until you get into San Francisco. Your next update is at 12:38 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
In your KCBS forecast, coastal fog and clouds kind of stubbornly hanging on right there along the coast. Otherwise sunny and warm around the bay and inland. 50s to low 70s at the beach, 70s to mid 80s around the bay, low 90s inland. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on KCBS.
Take the census today. Go to my2020census.gov. Call 844-330-2020 or mail your form. We know we can do great things when we come together to support our communities. Do your part today.
I'm Ray Cairns with Bayer. These are unprecedented times as we all do our part to fight the coronavirus. Bayer is proud to donate millions of medicines and over-the-counter products to help combat COVID-19. Our thoughts are with all Americans, but especially with the thousands of doctors, nurses, and first responders who are on the front lines in this battle. By coming together as a nation, America will see better days. So from all of us at Bayer, thank you and be safe.
News that matters to you around the Bay, around the world, around the clock. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
It's Saturday, July 18th, 2020, coming up on KCBS.
I'm Doug Sovereign with the progressive challenger who wants Nancy Pelosi's job.
She hasn't had to debate. She hasn't defended her record in 33 years.
And violent clashes between police and protesters in Portland and Chicago. It's 12:31.
CBS News special report. Congressman John Lewis, a civil rights icon, has died after a battle with pancreatic cancer. He spoke with CBS during the 50-year anniversary of the march, where he led protesters across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama.
We gave a little blood on this bridge, not just to change Selma and Alabama, but to change America.
Karen Bass, chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, reflected on his life.
I think he taught us how you should go about creating change when you have differences.
CBS News' Ed O'Keefe.
Last year, at the height of the impeachment fight, Lewis participated in a bipartisan tribute to retiring Georgia Senator Johnny Isakson, a Republican. Lewis ended his remarks with something rarely seen in Washington anymore. He crossed the House floor for a handshake and a hug between a Democrat and a Republican.
CBS News special report. I'm Lisa Mateo.
KCBS News Time, 12:32. For the first time in her 33-year career in Congress, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi faces a Democratic challenger to her re-election in November. KCBS political reporter Doug Sovereign spoke with a progressive young attorney who wants to represent San Francisco in Congress instead of Pelosi.
For decades, Nancy Pelosi has crushed an obligatory Republican opponent in November. But thanks to California's top two primary system, the second-place finisher in the March primary was a fellow Democrat. He is Shahid Buttar, a Muslim immigrant of Pakistani descent, a constitutional lawyer who went to Stanford Law and worked at the Electronic Frontier Foundation in San Francisco. He's also a poet and rapper. On our show, The State of California, Buttar said he would be a truly progressive representative for San Francisco, unlike Pelosi.
I think she gets by largely because she hasn't had to debate. She hasn't defended her record in 33 years. So I think most San Franciscans think of her as a liberal progressive champion, and her record, unfortunately, is far from that. And if she were who she said she was, I'd be, frankly, comfortably back in my old job.
Instead, he is mounting the kind of left-wing challenge that has felled other old-guard Democrats in recent years, as young up-and-comers Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ro Khanna fought their way into Congress. Buttar tells KCBS his first priority would be to pass single-payer health care, more critical than ever because of the coronavirus.
Number one is to support universal health care. Medicare for all was a no-brainer before the pandemic. It becomes a compelling exigency in the wake of it. During a contagious pandemic, we can't pretend that healthcare is a commodity. It was vicious before, but it's senseless now because our neighbor's health necessarily impacts our own.
Unlike AOC and other Democratic socialists, Buttar has been unable to score endorsements from people like Bernie Sanders because he says they're afraid to run afoul of the powerful Pelosi. Pelosi refuses to debate Buttar, and she has declined our repeated invitations to appear on KCBS. Doug Sovereign, KCBS.
John Lee Cowell was sentenced yesterday to 2 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole for the murder of Nia Wilson and the attempted murder of her sister Latifah in July 2018 at the MacArthur BART station in Oakland. The judge imposed the sentences yesterday at the courthouse in Oakland following statements by Nia's family members, including her mother, Alicia Grayson, who spoke just briefly during the online hearing. Cal was convicted in March of first-degree murder for killing 18-year-old Nia Wilson and a premeditated attempted murder for stabbing her sister, Latifah Wilson. Let's head outside with Chronicle Outdoors writer Tom Steenstra.
The vision starts with a warm blue sky day, a lake full of water, and a houseboat. Cabins are sold out and campsites are difficult to come by. A week on a houseboat for a vacation is sounding less like a fantasy. A houseboat might be the best idea you could dream up. With a houseboat, you just turn the key and bring the engine to life. You then start exploring miles of waterways. Nothing but water is ahead. You can camp anywhere, barbecue from your porch. You can swim, play, or fish, or do absolutely nothing but enjoy all the sun and water. The #1 destination for houseboat trips is Shasta Lake. Shasta has size, private coves, and warm, clean water. Other lakes with houseboats are Berryessa, Oroville, Don Pedro, Bullard's Bar, and New Maloney's. You might have some sticker shock. At Jones Valley at Shasta, one of the most popular houseboats is the Escapade. It has an upstairs barbecue and a hot tub, and it sleeps 15. The Escapade costs about $6,000 for a week. The answer is to bring enough people you get along with, and then split up the price. For info, go to houseboats.com. I'm Tom Steenstra, KCBS.
What does autism sound like?
What does autism sound like?
What do autism sound like?
What does autism sound like? Autism is as diverse as the sound of a person's voice. Meristem supports young adults with autism by helping them empower themselves to find their own voice. Meristem's program helps them transition to their own definition of independence, be that career, college, or community.
What does autism sound like?
Meristem. Learn more at meristem.pro.
Now's the perfect time to buy a mattress during Mancini Sleep World's tax-free mattress sale. I'm Randy Mancini, and if you're in the market for a Tempur-Pedic mattress, look no further as we have a wide selection in stock with free white glove delivery to your doorstep or bedroom. We'll even set up and remove your old mattress. Plus, we'll pick up your sales tax. Purchase online, by phone with a sleep consultant, or with our stores now open by private in-store appointments so you can try it before you buy it. Visit us at sleepworld.com.
It's important to take medication as prescribed and store it in a secure place. But if you have unwanted medication, then proper disposal is important. Always check the label for disposal instructions and remove any personal information. MedProject offers safe and free options in your area to dispose of your unwanted medications. For more information about what services are available in your area, call 844-MED-PROJECT or visit medproject.org. MedProject. Safe and secure.
It just doesn't feel like summer without an ice-cold Coca-Cola in your hand. Stop by AM/PM today and grab a 20-ounce bottle of Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola Zero Sugar for $3.50. Or pick up even more delicious refreshment with a 20-ounce bottle of Diet Coke, Sprite, or Fanta. So no matter how you soak in that summer sun, at home or on the go, grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today and enjoy.
KCBS News Time 12:38. Traffic and weather together. Back to Oakland with Ted Ramey.
And we're still looking at slowdown as a result of this stalled vehicle on 13 southbound. After Broadway Terrace, before Moraga Avenue, we knew that CHP came in and ran a traffic break to get this clear. They are saying it is out of the roadway, but still these slowdowns persist. 13 southbound, it starts as you approach Broadway Terrace, and they continue south till almost Moraga Avenue. So hopefully in the next 10 minutes or so, things will be doing better. We're also looking at an accident in Oakland. This is 580 eastbound before Grand Avenue. 2 vehicles involved. All activity is off to the shoulder, and we're not seeing much in the way of associated slowdowns. Your approach to the upper deck of the Bay Bridge, 80 westbound slows Berkeley into Emeryville, 580 slows from 24. You're pretty much at the limit the entire way across the span. You do slow on the Skyway. Out of the city, 101 north slows from after Cesar Chavez to 80, and 80 slows Skyway. But again, once you're on the span, it's wide open to the East Bay. South Bay, we are looking at 17 southbound slowing out of Campbell into Los Gatos, starting just before 85 and extending south towards the Lexington Reservoir. Nothing out of the ordinary there. And also, speaking of ordinary traffic flows, 92 westbound out of San Mateo from 280 out to Half Moon Bay is bogged down as usual. Your next update, 12:48 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
And your KCBS forecast, coastal clouds, otherwise sunny and warm around the bay and inland. Checking some current temperatures, San Jose 74, Hayward 72, Livermore 81. 62 in San Francisco. Oakland has 71, 71 in Napa, Concord 78, and 75 in Santa Rosa. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Bay Area Rodent Solutions has been serving the Bay Area for over a decade. If you have a rodent problem at your home, they're open and ready to help. Visit the rodent exclusion experts, BayAreaRodentSolutions.com. Now performing COVID sanitation following COVID safety guidelines.
No flying this summer? No problem. It's road trip time at your Northern California road trip headquarters, Stevens Creek Subaru. Hi, I'm Brian Bakhtiari, Executive Manager of Stevens Creek Subaru. California is one of the most scenic places in the world, so take this opportunity to explore it. Whether you're headed north to Big Basin Redwood Forest or Mount Shasta, east to Lake Tahoe or Yosemite, or cruising south down the Pacific Coast Highway to Big Sur, Stevens Creek Subaru has the right road trip vehicle for you.
Hurry to Stevens Creek Subaru during the summer sales event and lease an all-wheel drive 2020 Subaru Forester with alloy wheel package for just $199 per month. $199 per month for the all-wheel drive Forester for 36 months with $39.95 due at lease signing. No security deposit needed. 15 cents per mile in excess of 10,000 miles per year. One available at this price. Stock number 201331. Model code LFB-02. Offer in 7/31/20. See dealer for details.
We offer complimentary home delivery and touchless pickup at our easy-to-get-to location on Stevens Creek Boulevard in San Jose next to Santana Row, or 24/7 at StevensCreekSubaru.com. Buckle up and drive safely. Stay safe.
It's the perfect time for a powerful business refresh during Dell Technologies Cyber Savings Event. It starts now with up to 50% off high-performance Windows 10 business laptops, desktops, and servers, plus top-brand electronics. It's also your chance to streamline IT and simplify PC life cycles with PC as a service. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 10 Pro for business. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL or visit Dell.com/smallbusinessdeals.
Making popcorn for movie night?
Whoa, who are you?
This is your wake-up call from TracFone Wireless. What if every time you tried a new streaming service, you had to buy a new TV?
That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, some wireless companies do that when you switch. Make you buy a new phone.
Right.
But TracFone Wireless lets you keep your phone and your number and your network, and gives you unlimited talk and text starting at $20 a month.
Seriously, who are you?
This is your wake-up call, people. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. Oh, you're burning it.
Oh, no.
Available at major retailers. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
KCBS News Time 1242. KCBS is featuring Bay Area heroes who are working to create positive change in their communities during the COVID-19 crisis. In this week's KCBS Difference Makers, reporter Carrie Hudasek spoke to a South Bay teen who started his own baking nonprofit to raise money for those impacted by the pandemic.
It's called Chefin' for Charity, a nonprofit started by rising Cupertino High School senior Jonathan Din.
When the coronavirus started and we went into quarantine, I found myself baking basically every single day, and obviously I can't eat everything by myself.
So he started selling his baked goods to different charities each month.
I really wanted to find a way to do my part during all this.
Over the last few months, he's been able to raise more than $2,500 for groups like the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund, No Kid Hungry California, the NAACP, and Save the Children. He says baking has allowed him to connect with people who need help the most on a personal level.
Cupcakes, brownies, cookies. This week I'm doing lemon bars. There's something really special about a home-baked good, especially coming from someone that you know or that you're close to.
Right now he's only making deliveries in the South Bay. His goal is to reach even more communities.
Either Sunday or Monday, I'll post the menu, so they'll message me, so either through Instagram DM or Facebook Messenger, with whatever they want for that week. So whether it's a dozen cupcakes, I get your address and payment, and then I'll drive and deliver on the doorstep, so everything stays contactless.
Jonathan says it's been enlightening to see young people like him step up in times of crisis. He hopes more people his age will use their talents to do some good.
There's a lot of stuff that people would be doing anyway during this time if they're able to find a way to make what they would be doing anyway into something that can have a large-scale impact.
You can find Jonathan on Facebook and Instagram by searching Chefin' for Charity. Jonathan Din, making a difference. Carrie Hudasek, KCBS.
If you'd like to nominate a KCBS Difference Maker, email differencemakers@kcbsradio.com. KCBS News Time 1244, sports in 1 minute.
That's what sleeping with a CPAP sounds like. If you can't use CPAP, imagine pressing a button and it sounding like this. That's sleeping with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, just a button. If you have sleep apnea, great sleep awaits at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
The virus is in our community. You may be sick and not know it. Protect your family by wearing a mask when you go out. When you leave your home, stay 6 feet away from other people, always. Distance will help protect you from others who may not have symptoms. Wash your hands often with soap and water. Get tested if you feel sick. Learn more at sf.gov/know-before-you-go or call 311. Every step you take to protect yourself also protects your loved ones.
KCBS News Time 12:45 Sports with Steve Bicker.
The Giants and A's will meet at a pair of exhibition games next week in Oakland Monday night and San Francisco Tuesday night, both televised locally in advance of the season openers beginning on the 24th. A's first baseman Matt Olson on the challenge of playing first base with very little social distancing between himself and the base runner.
I don't think I'll be wearing a mask playing or anything. I just got to trust that the guys on the other team are going to be smart too. And if I get a guy too close to me, say, hey, back up a little bit. But I think the whole plan of this is to be able to do this as normal as possible. If everybody's doing the right thing off the field, and when we get here, the point is for us to be able to come here and play our normal games.
The A's picked to battle Houston for first in the AL West, but you'll never convince the Giants' versatile second baseman center fielder Mauricio Dubon of that.
Everybody been busted it behind. Hunter Sandoval, it's unreal how that guy works and the way he swings the bat. Like, it still baffles me. But everybody, Craw, Yolmer been working on his hitting. Like, it's something that it's really excited. It's something that excites me, because we have a really good chance to do something really special.
Also with a chance to be really special, there are 3 top minor league prospects, catcher Joey Bart, a 20-year-old outfielder Elio Ramos, and 18-year-old Dominican shortstop Marco Luciano.
They're really mature for their age when I was 18 years old. They're impressive, honestly. Like, it gets me excited. The Luciano kid hit a home run that as soon as he hit it, that was the loudest sound of the bat I heard so far. And Elliott's a great athlete. I'm excited to be around these guys because these guys they're good. They're good 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids.
The 6'2", 180-pound Luciano hit .302 in his first pro season with 10 homers and 42 RBIs in 216 at-bats in rookie ball. At the sports desk, Steve Bittker, KCBS.
It's happening. In just days, Publishers Clearinghouse will be ready to award $7,000 a week for life. That's $7,000 a week, week after week, for life. Don't miss your last chance to win. Go to PCH.com and enter before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 8/26. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
You know what's not healthy? Stressing about work. Or maybe you're out of work. Stop. Hit reset. You can start a new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home, even if you have zero computer experience. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Live online classes meet just twice a week. An emergency relief grant of up to $3,500 is available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
The weather is so unpredictable.
Bay Area traffic has become unpredictable.
What you need is dependability. On the 8s, rely on your Northern California Honda dealer's Traffic Center on the Traffic Leader. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
KCBS News Time 12:48 traffic and your 6-day forecast heading back to Oakland with Ted Ramey.
And the accident we've been monitoring eastbound 580 before Grand Avenue has been moved off of the roadway entirely to the Grand off-ramp, so there's no longer activity happening on the side of the freeway. But the good news was we weren't seeing much in the way of slowdowns in the first place, and that is now even more so the case. The stalled car we've been monitoring 13 southbound after Broadway before Moraga Avenue in Oakland, still causing some delays, even though it was only very briefly blocking a lane, still seeing slowdowns slowdowns once you get to Broadway Terrace, but those do clear up by the time you get past Moraga Avenue. Your approach to the Bay Bridge, 80 westbound, slow from Berkeley. 580 is slow from 24, but you're at the limit on the entirety of the upper deck of the Bay Bridge. And out of San Mateo, 92 westbound from 280 out to Half Moon Bay. Still, as usual, seeing those big-time delays. Your next update, 12:58 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
And your KCBS 6-day for the coast. Otherwise, sunny inland and around the bay with highs upper 50s to low 70s at the beaches. 70s, mid-80s around the bay, low 90s inland. And coastal fog Monday through Thursday, but sunny around the bay and inland. 50s, low 60s at the beach, 70s around the bay to the mid-80s and low 90s inland. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. Holly McDeed and Mallory Samara at the editor's desk, KCBS News Time, 12:50. Video sessions, help from family. There are a number of ways physical therapy has changed because of COVID-19. KCBS's Jennifer Hodges reports.
It's hard enough to do physical therapy if you're injured, but quite another if there's restrictions on how to do it. In many cases, it's remote, with therapists walking patients through the movements with weights. In other practices, people are using family members to accommodate them in order to help them with the moves.
You know, I think that this has been a challenging time for everyone, especially us in healthcare.
Morgan White with Dominican Hospital's Outpatient Rehabilitation Center says their therapists have been very creative.
And creating new strategies, new compensatory skills, and really risen to the challenge.
She says that includes with their mobility clinic where they help people in wheelchairs.
We will see the patients, and if we need to, we have seen a patient behind a screen in their driveway. We will see them so that they don't feel like they're in a localized space.
In some physical therapy offices, they're gearing up for an influx of patients recovering from COVID-19 complications. Jennifer Hodges, KCBS.
California Department of Motor Vehicles issued a permit Friday to allow the company AutoX to test its driverless vehicles on surface streets in San Jose. San Jose-based company has had state authority to test its driverless vehicles since 2017, but the new permit allows for the vehicle to operate without a driver behind the wheel. AutoX, the third company to receive a driverless permit in California. Currently, 62 other companies have an active permit, which allows them to test autonomous vehicles without a safety driver. If the driverless vehicle is involved in any collision, permit holders must report the incident to the DMV within 10 days. And now it's time to check out applesauce with Narcy.
Every day, more apples were falling off the tree in the backyard. But the problem was that they were really never ripe enough. As soon as they developed a little bit of color, a little bit of flavor, they got a wormhole in them, or they got an insect bite, or they got a bird bite, or the squirrels grabbed them. And by golly, it was to the point where we just weren't going to get any apples that we could enjoy eating. So I figured the best thing to do is to go ahead and pick them and make something like poached apples or applesauce or something. Give them away to friends who like to cook rather than just let them go to rack and ruin, as it were. Well, I made some old-fashioned applesauce, a coarse, chewy applesauce. A couple of pounds of trimmed apples with a cup of white wine, or you could use apple juice, or you could use water for that matter. Put this in a thick-bottomed pot on the stove with a half cup of brown sugar, the juice of a lemon. Well, wait a minute. First of all, take the zest off and grate that into the pot, and then juice the lemon and add that. Add a teaspoon of cinnamon. Over medium heat, stir it until they're really just starting to boil nicely. Then lower it to a very low heat, put a lid on it, and let it simmer until it's tender. If you like it to be smooth, you could remove the peelings when you're trimming the apples. Otherwise, leave the peelings on. They add a little more texture. It's easy and it's fun. Narcy David, KCBS.
And Money Watch.
The pandemic is changing a lot of things, even your address. I'm Brian Van Miller on Business. When offices closed, many people were sent home to work, in some cases moving out of the big expensive cities they used to call home. Now some are considering not moving back and looking for a new place to call home. To help you narrow down the list, Business Insider compiled a list of the 20 best cities to live in post-pandemic. While some workers might have been negatively impacted by unemployment rates or financial hits to big companies or universities, they have some other factors that might affect your opinion. For example, number 20 on the list is Omaha, Nebraska. About 38% of jobs can be done from home in Omaha. The 13th highest number among metro areas in the Midwest. Or consider Green Bay, Wisconsin. This city's cost of living is 10% lower than the national average. Something to consider if you find yourself out of work. For the full list, go to BanMillerOnBusiness.com. If that doesn't work, there's always the option of another country. Brian Banmiller, CBS News.
Our government has determined that for the new stay-at-home plan to succeed, certain household appliances are essential. Kitchen and laundry for sure, but communication and entertainment appliances are also deemed essential. If the limited selection at the big box stores isn't enough for you, then let Video Only try to help. There's deep discounts on the 2019 smart TVs or trade-in allowances on the new 2020 models. Better than the club or online. Check out Video Only before you buy, or you'll be sorry.
Hi, Steve Bitker here for Xfinity, and now through August 9th, you can get Xfinity X1 and a gig speed upgrade for 1 year when choosing the package that's just right for you. You'll get the ultimate entertainment experience featuring the Xfinity Sports Zone, the best way to catch live sports scores and highlights. Yes, golf and soccer are back, and the NBA and NHL playoffs are coming next month. Plus, X1 has all your streaming apps like Hulu, Netflix, and now Peacock in one place. You can easily search for them along with live TV on demand and DVR recordings with the X1 Voice remote. So if you want more to watch with more to experience, Xfinity has you covered. This offer ends August 9th, so go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Gig speed upgrade requires qualifying double play or triple play package. After promo, regular rates apply. Subscriptions required to access Netflix and Hulu.
All across the North Bay, people are doing their best to stay well, eating healthy, working out, keeping their distance, and wearing masks. But there's one crucial thing too many folks are putting off: doctor's appointments. Marin Health has convenient clinics throughout the North Bay that are part of UCSF Health, with expert primary care providers and specialists like cardiologists, orthopedists, urologists, and more. We're offering video appointments so you can see your doctor from the comfort of your home. Or if needed, you can come in. Our clinics are clean, safe, and disinfected regularly. Plus, we're scheduling appointments at intervals and reducing wait times. If you're managing a chronic condition like diabetes or hypertension, or you have a new health concern, don't wait to see the doctor. Marin Health Medical Network offices are open, and our doctors are in. Find one at mymarinhealth.org.
Rick, it's 1 a.m. Enough with this rocking out. We have got to move out of this apartment. But we can't afford a house.
I think we can. I found some great loan options at Star One.
Okay, let's start looking this weekend.
Rick, you can stop now! Ken has agreed to look for houses!
Wait a minute.
Ready to explore home ownership? Check out all your options at star1.org. Come get the STAR treatment at Star One. Equal housing lender.
For muscle pain, body aches, to strains, Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis. It works fast and you won't stink. Its unique formula with emu oil penetrates deep to relieve arthritis pain, sore muscles, joints, and more.
KCBS News Time 12:58. Traffic and weather together. A new crash in Oakland with Ted Ramey.
That's right. This is near the Coliseum, 880 northbound before 66th Avenue. A vehicle is on its side on the right-hand shoulder. It's being described as a rollover accident, and it's not blocking any lanes, but the injuries involved are described as very serious. Ambulance and CHP are responding to the scene. Right now, we are seeing just a little bit of slowing through that stretch, but nothing bad yet. But, of course, we'll be keeping an eye on it. Jumping to Los Gatos, we have a new accident, 17 southbound right by Lark Avenue. 2 vehicles involved. It is off to the shoulder, but you were already slow out of Campbell before 85, and it stays slow in stretches until you get past the Lexington Reservoir, and 92 westbound out of San Mateo. Still all jammed up from 280 out to Half Moon Bay. Your next update is at 1:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
In your KCBS forecast, some coastal fog and clouds hanging on, otherwise sunny and warm around the bay and inland. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. It's Saturday, July 18, 2020. Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Melissa Call-Ross with a spike in COVID-19 cases at Cal, many of which are connected to frat parties.
I'm Kathy Novak. What the head of the state's prison says about calls for mass releases as coronavirus spreads at California institutions.
And civil rights hero and longtime Congressman John Lewis has died. Good afternoon. I'm Liz St. John. CBS News covers the world next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1. San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, a radio.com station.
1 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Lisa Mateo. He was a giant of the civil rights movement. Congressman John Lewis has lost his battle with pancreatic cancer at the age of 80.
John Lewis felt compelled to be on the right side of history.
We march today for jobs and freedom.
That's why, as a young man, he got involved in the civil rights movement, even when he had to face down death.
I could see lines and lines of state troopers
who beat him within an inch of his life during the 1965 march from Selma to Montgomery. Then he moved into politics, where
he is known as the conscience of the United States Congress.
President Obama in 2011 as he honored Lewis with the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
And generations from now, when parents teach their children what is meant by courage, the story of John Lewis will come to mind.
Gary Nunn, CBS News.
President Trump has ordered all flags to fly at half-staff in honor of Lewis. While the death toll of coronavirus cases rises to more than 137,000 across the nation, experts say those who survive still face an uphill battle. Dr. Pushan Jani is a pulmonologist in Houston.
Higher likelihood of developing what we call scarring in the lungs or fibrosis of the lungs, which can stay permanent and can lead to a permanent reduction in the lung capacity.
President Trump taking to Twitter, sounding off on his niece, but that's not stopping readers from picking up the tell-all book written by Mary Trump. More from CBS's Nicole Killian.
The president's niece, Mary Trump, continued her media blitz after releasing a family memoir this week disparaging her uncle. Reacting for the first time on Twitter, the president called Mary a seldom seen niece who knows little about me, says untruthful things about my wonderful parents and me. She's a mess.
To Portland, where tension between local authorities and the federal government is running high. The mayor demanding that President Trump remove militarized federal agents he deployed to the city in the wake of civil protests. This man spoke with CBS.
People are saying stay with groups because if you're just walking by yourself, suddenly you could get picked up.
Well, most of the country under a massive heat wave this weekend where temperatures could reach triple digits. More from CBS's Jeff Bardelli.
On Sunday, the hottest air is going to be across the Northeast. Watch out, Burlington, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. Both of you have a chance to reach 100 degrees. And in total, about a dozen records are in jeopardy across the Northeast. Cities like Buffalo, Cleveland, Albany, and Philadelphia. Looks like 95 is likely in New York City on Sunday.
Well, around 75 million people are covered by heat advisories and warnings. This is CBS News.
You can listen to CBS News Radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on radio.com or the radio.com app. Download it today.
During these unprecedented times, we know you're all worried about your family's health, your job, and paying your bills. Stop the endless debt cycle, especially now. Be proactive and take advantage of unique programs in place to help you get free of your debt. Don't wait for the bills to pile up and the banks to breathe down your neck. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get free of credit card debt, internet and signature loans, and even timeshares. You pay only a fraction of what you owe, and they even offer a guarantee. Call now at 800-899-8922 to see if you can qualify and receive a free book written by our CEO, The Debt Dietitian. A+ rated, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands get debt relief without considering bankruptcy. During these stressful times, debt doesn't need to add to it. Call now, 800-899-8922, and get your free copy of the book to help you at 800-899-8922. That's 800-899-8922.
A survey involving business owners' rights and social distancing. CBS News correspondent Stephen Kaufman has the report.
It's somewhat like no shoes, no shirt, no service. A Consumer Reports survey finds 3/4 of Americans believe business owners should have the right to deny service to those who don't abide by social distancing protocols. The survey's Kristen Purcell.
Most Americans, 59%, are more likely to support a business that follows CDC guidelines. Only 6% told us that would make them less likely to support a local business.
Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
Well, many big retailers are stepping up to the plate. Walmart, Target, and CVS are already mandating face masks in their stores. The National Retail Federation says they hope that Walmart joining the effort will be a tipping point in the public health debate. Home Depot says they will begin on July 22nd. Others issuing mandates include Best Buy, BJ's Wholesale Club, Costco, Kohl's, Starbucks, Publix, and Target. Lisa Mateo, CBS News.
It's 105 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. A bit of coastal fog and clouds, otherwise sunny and warm around the bay and inland. Good afternoon. I'm Liz St. John. Here's what's happening. The head of California's Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation says the state's prisons are improving on their response to the COVID crisis. As KCBS's Kathy Novak reports, Ralph Diaz says resources have been available now that just weren't there back in March.
Masks and hand sanitizer aside, advocates maintain that the state cannot properly handle the coronavirus crisis at overcrowded prisons unless it drastically reduces the population. Corrections Secretary Ralph Diaz says it's more complicated than that.
We have to transition them into a situation to where they're going to be successful, not just to get them out of prison. We have to set them up to be successful. And to be successful now is more challenging than it was pre-COVID because the job situation is different. The ability to move around and get to move about is different.
In a virtual conversation with the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, Diaz noted the pandemic has also forced the suspension of family visits and rehabilitation programs, something he says he's still trying to figure out.
How do we get people safely in a room together within 6 feet and to provide all the COVID precautions? How do we do that? I'm paying very close attention to the school situation that's happening in our state and around the country on that decision, because I may be looking at some of the best practices on how to get people in a group setting again.
Kathy Novak, KCBS.
25 more Cal students have tested positive to COVID-19. KCBS reporter Melissa Culross tells us that brings the total number of cases at the university to 95, and dozens of those cases are connected to frat parties.
The vast majority of Cal's cases have been reported within the last 2 weeks after parties that were held at the beginning of the month. UCSF epidemiology professor Dr. George Rutherford says while socializing and parties are a part of college life,
like many parts of life, this is going to have to change here for the short run. We're not talking about doing away with this forever. We're talking about keeping it under control for a couple of quarters or a semester or two.
Rutherford calls the outbreak at UC Berkeley a cautionary tale and says the university may not be able to control students' behavior at parties held off campus, but
I would encourage Cal to be very vigilant about people wearing masks and maintaining social distance.
In a statement, a Cal spokesperson tells KCBS there is some good news. The number of confirmed positive cases fell by almost half between last week and this week, and people who have been asked to come in for testing are doing so. The university has been reaching out to various student communities to educate them about COVID-19. Melissa Culross, KCBS.
A vibrant mural that spells out Black Lives Matter, painted in front of Palo Alto City Hall in June, is causing controversy. The E in Matter is in question because a contentious figure is painted on it in the form of Assata Shakur. The National Police Association is demanding it be removed because of Shakur's involvement in the 1973 killing of a New Jersey state trooper. Shakur remains on the FBI's most wanted list for the killing. Cece Carpio, a local artist, painted the mural. She said in a statement that Shakur is a hero for some and a villain for others. Shakur was a member of the Black Panther Party before she escaped from prison and sought political refuge in Cuba in 1979. Mural was commissioned and approved by the Palo Alto Public Art Program. Just ahead on KCBS.
I'm Megan Goldsby on how some Bay Area teachers are reaching out to parents to make sure they are ready for virtual-only learning.
KCBS News Time 108, traffic and weather together. Ted Ramey checks the roads.
And we are going back to this accident in Oakland, 880 northbound before 66th Avenue, right there by the Coliseum. A car that flipped over, landed outside of lanes of traffic off to the right-hand shoulder, and now we're seeing that emergency crews are on scene. We are seeing some slowing in the area, even though, again, it was not blocking lanes, but the injuries described are as severe, and actually now seeing those backups build towards San Leandro and 98th Avenue. So we're going to be watching this one for a while, it appears. We are looking also at this accident in the Santa Cruz Mountains, in Los Gatos, 17 southbound, right near Lark Avenue. A couple of vehicles got into it there, not blocking any lanes, but we are seeing some associated slowing already out of Campbell before 85 into Los Gatos, and that extends south past the Lexington Reservoir. We're looking at typical slow traffic on 92 westbound, getting away from 280 out of San Mateo into Half Moon Bay, and already seeing just a little bit of that return traffic 92 eastbound getting away from Highway 1. Also, both directions of Highway 1 are slowing between Half Moon Bay and Pacifica. North of there in San Francisco, your trip out of the city, 101 northbound slows right at the 80 split, and then 80 east is slow out onto the lower deck, but then it's at the limit as you make your way over to the East Bay. North Bay seeing a pretty typical slowing pattern, 101 northbound right near Novato along Olompali State Park, and then again 101 northbound before 116 and extending towards East Washington. Your next update, 118 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
And your KCBS forecast, that typical summer weather, coastal clouds and fog hanging out just along part of the coast. Otherwise sunny and warm around the bay, 50s, lower 70s at the coast, 70s to mid 80s around the bay, low 90s inland. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time 110. Parent involvement has been shown to be one of the keys to successful distance learning, but as KCBS's Megan Goldsby reports, that's easier said than done.
Especially if parents need to work outside the home while their children need to be doing schoolwork inside it.
We need to find ways to make distance learning work. What we did before was crisis learning because we did not have time to prepare and it was not effective.
Hannah Margulis Kessel is a kindergarten teacher at Washington Elementary School in Berkeley. She says now that there's time to prepare, teachers are getting trainings. But for the parents of the kids in her class, she'll be doing some trainings herself.
For me, a big part of what I plan to do with my students and families this year is hold webinars for the parents to help them understand, what do I do when my child doesn't want to do their work? What do I do when my child's having a meltdown? And really share some of the things that work in the classroom.
Because she says we're all on the same team here.
The teachers, the admin, the board, everyone, the families need to come together and say, this is what needs to happen. These are the trainings I need. This is the childcare I need. If we, for parents who are essential workers, they might need childcare, and the district needs to offer that.
The superintendent of Berkeley Unified supports prioritizing opening preschools first, schools that some parents need for childcare. Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
Coming up in KCBS Sports, Steve Bicker talks Giants and A's.
Get the outdoor living space you've always dreamed of during the System Pavers Steep Summer Savings Event. With no interest financing through 2022 for orders placed by July 31st, you can enjoy your redesigned outdoor space now and pay over time. Whether you need a new paver walkway, a custom hardscape or yard design, outdoor lighting, or anything in between, System Pavers can make your vision come to life. And because most projects are completed in less than a week, you'll be able to enjoy your new space almost as fast as you can say, the neighbors will be so jealous. Schedule your free design consultation today and see how easy it is to bring new life to your outdoor spaces. Visit SystemPavers.com or call us at 800-PAVE-004. That's 800-PAVE-004. System Pavers, outdoor living designed around you. Project installation must commence within 60 days of purchase. Financing subject to third-party credit approval. Contractor's license 661575.
Is your sex life less than satisfying? The doctors at Prime Male Medical have the solution, and they guarantee it. Over the last 5 years, they've helped thousands of clients with performance issues.
We have a 99% success rate in treating ED.
That's Dr. Robert Rowley from Prime Male Medical, exclusively dedicated to male impotence and performance issues. Even where Viagra and Cialis have failed, Prime Male Medical has a history of success.
Most impotence problems can be treated in just one visit.
Medication is FDA approved and guaranteed. KCBS listeners get your first visit, PSA test, testosterone test, ultrasound, and a full year of free follow-up visits for just $99. That's a $695 value. For information, go to PrimeMaleMedical.com.
Prime Male Medical, with clinics in the East Bay and San Francisco. Call now 415-761-4037. That's 415-761-4037. Call 415-761-4037.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms but could never figure it out. No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Playing second and short as he had for his 7 minor league seasons, but getting lots of time in center field during spring training in February and March and now in July. Says he's already confident out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm comfortable right now. I'm comfortable. I don't doubt that ability. I'm excited to be out there. I tell Antoine all the time, like, it's going to be fun. Like, I'm excited to be out here. I was always confident about it. I just needed, like, I just thought I needed some more reps out there. It's fun. I'm enjoying it, and like I said, I'm ready to be out there.
Best advice he's heard on playing center?
I think it was Quentin Berry. He said, just catch the baseball. No matter how you catch it, just catch the baseball. And it's true. I mean, he was telling me, like, you can get the best jump in your life. You can be there before the ball even lands and everything. But if you don't catch it, it don't count. So make sure you catch the baseball. And that's what I've been trying to do, just catch the baseball.
The reference to 35-year-old Quentin Berry, who just retired, playing in back-to-back World Series with Detroit in 2012 and then winning a World Series title the next year with Boston, after which he was a minor league teammate for 2 seasons with Dubon, who spent most of the shelter-in-place period in a high-rise in Miami, a challenge vis-a-vis training. With Mauricio Dubon at the sports desk, Steve Bitker, KCBS.
We made USAA insurance for members like Beth, a Navy veteran. She and her husband Larry might be old school, but they're made of the curiosity to always try new things, like that cooking class, or skiing, and finally learning guitar, now that the kids are out of the house. So when Beth realized they were overpaying the insurance company they've been with for years, she and Larry thought they'd try another new thing, switching to USAA. USAA insurance is made the way Beth and Larry need it, with super knowledgeable agents who take the time to understand your coverage needs and help you find the savings you deserve. Switch and save with USAA Insurance. Get a quote today at usaa.com/insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Ability to receive a quote depends on membership eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
We're the team you know.
I'm Holly Kwan. Bay Area traffic is on the rise, even heavier in some places than before the pandemic.
We're the team you trust.
Looks like we're traveling farther from home as shelter orders ease up.
We are the Bay Area's #1 news station, KCBS.
Now's the perfect time to buy a mattress during Mancini Sleep World's tax-free mattress sale. Enjoy huge savings, plus we'll pay your sales tax. Our wide selection of mattresses is available online, by phone, or now by private in-store appointment. Visit us at sleepworld.com.
KCBS News Time 1:18, traffic and your 6-day forecast. Back to Oakland with Ted Ramey.
A very serious injury accident, 880 northbound before 66th Avenue. It's not blocking any lanes, but there is activity off to the right-hand shoulder, and that's got you backed up to 98th Avenue. From there, we're going to jump to the upper deck of the Bay Bridge. Getting reports of a Caltrans issue, 80 westbound right there at the off-ramp to Yerba Buena. Not sure exactly what is happening there, but I'm guessing there's some sort of a roadway issue, and hopefully we'll get more details here in the next 10 or so minutes. From there, we are going to jump to the approach to the upper deck. 80 westbound now slows from Golden Gate Fields into the maze. 580 slow from 24. Wide open all the way across the upper deck, but you do slow on the Skyway. Out of the city, 101 north is good until you get to 80. From there, 80 is slow out onto the lower deck, but once you are on the bridge itself, it's a breeze to the East Bay. Still looking at the slow traffic 92 westbound out of San Mateo from 280 out to Half Moon Bay and the coast. Your next update, 128 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
And your KCBS 6-day forecast today and tomorrow, pretty much the same thing. We have the morning coastal fog and clouds burning back to just about the coast. Otherwise, sunny and warm inland and around the bay. Highs in the upper 50s to lower 70s at the beach, 70s to mid 80s around the bay, low 90s inland. Looking forward to this week, coastal fog Monday through Thursday, but sunny around the bay and inland, highs from the upper 50s and low 60s at the coast. 70s around the bay to the mid 80s and low 90s inland. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time 1:20. Well, everyone's hunkered down, sheltering in place. Does that affect giving? The free clothing program at St. Anthony's in San Francisco's Tenderloin District has had to implement a reservation system. Sam Brock is assistant manager of the free clothing program at St. Anthony's. He joins us on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline. Hey, Sam, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So tell me, during normal times, how does the free clothing program work?
Well, normally we operate what looks like a free clothing store. We have a menu system on our walls for our guests to navigate through. They usually can walk away with 2 to 3 outfits worth of clothing, and it's all by their choice, whatever they would like to take away that day. They are allowed to shop every 28 days and come back and shop with us, so it's about once a month. And we serve both individuals and families through that service.
All right. So now we've been into this pandemic for several months. Tell us what's going on now. What are the changes?
Well, like most places, we're not able to allow guests to come inside. We can't operate our store like we usually do. So we've had to move our operation outdoors. We, instead of allowing as much shopping as we possibly can, we're focused more on serving the highest need people through giving out clothing kits. And also shoes and towels, blankets, and other sorts of items that guests may need.
So you've had to reconfigure the program. Are people still coming and dropping off items, donating?
Yes, in the past, we have been able to operate 7 days a week where people can come drop off donations, but we had to severely change that when the pandemic hit. As of now, we're doing an appointment-based system 3 days a week. From 2 p.m. to 4:15 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we allow up to 20 people to come each day. People can sign up a couple weeks in advance. For example, this coming Monday, I'm going to be putting appointments on our website for the first week of August, and those slots usually fill up pretty quickly. We've seen them fill up anywhere from 15 minutes to 1 hour.
So let's talk to all the people listening right now who really do want to help, and they're cleaning their closets. Tell us what you need most and what we should really do. What sort of, are these new or gently used clothing? What are you looking for? And shoes?
Yeah, we at the free clothing program generally accept all clothing, shoes, blankets, towels, and hygiene items that are unopened. Due to the pandemic and our way of service right now, we're really in need of men's clothing, especially extra large sizes. T-shirts, sweatpants are really great for us because there aren't one specific fit. Hoodies and sweatshirts, things to keep people warm. It is a little cool right now. But we take all sorts of different types of clothing. One good question to ask yourself before you do donate, though, is would I give this to someone I care about? That's what we ask ourselves when we do our quality control, and we ask our volunteers to do that as well.
And as we head into the fall, I'm sure you're looking for coats and jackets and warm blankets.
Absolutely. We usually need a lot more men's clothing. That's one of the items that we don't get enough of. We get a ton of women's clothing, which is great. We're very grateful for that. But especially jackets in larger sizes for our male guests. It's few and far between sometimes.
All right. And before I let you go, if people don't have clothing or want to give a little extra, can they send you money or donate online so you can buy what you need?
Absolutely. They can visit StAnthonySF.org to donate to us. We are very grateful for all sorts of giving.
Sam Brock, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Sam Brock, Assistant Manager of the Free Clothing Program at St. Anthony's. And we're up to the Money Watch.
In the 1980s, when the supermarket salad bar first came on the scene, it changed the way consumers shopped.
It made supermarkets a bit more of a destination.
But with the coronavirus pandemic, the salad bar as we know it has fast become a thing of the past. Bloomberg reporter Matthew Boyle.
I don't think they have police tape around them, but they might as well. I mean, there's no way in the world that a supermarket's going to open up a display of, open food with tongs and forks that everybody can touch and, breathe on.
Salad bars are lucrative, which is why supermarkets are pulling out all the stops to make sure they survive the pandemic in one form or another. Publix in Florida is now preparing packaged salads to order. Other grocers have rented space to food service chains. Ohio-based Heinen's has turned to new technology.
And this is basically a robotic vending machine that takes your order. It holds 22 ingredients, and it will create a fresh salad for you for about $7.
The 6-foot-tall salad vending machine is called Sally. I'm Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Business for KCBS.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
I'm ready to write some code.
I'm ready to do what no one on my block has done before.
Forget that, what no one in the world has done before.
Is the world ready for me?
Since 2011, Internet Essentials from Comcast has connected millions of people from low-income homes to the internet, so they can be ready for anything. And we recently announced we'll continue to provide 60 days of free internet to new Internet Essentials customers.